What's going on? We're back for another amazing episode in the Innovator Hour, and I got a very, very special guest in the building.
Yeah.
I got my guy, Symba. Symba, what's going on, bro?
What's up with my guy, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. First, I want to say it's a pleasure and a blessing to have you here. Thank you for fucking with me, for real.
I'm glad to be here, bro. Thank you for having me. Beautiful setting in here, man. Beautiful setting.
Off tops. You know we trying to do something. To start off, can you let the people know where you're from and where they can find you on social media?
Definitely. I'm from the Bay Area, California, Northern California. You know what I'm saying? The home of the hyphy. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on all social platforms, though, at The Real Symba. That's The Real Symba, and Symba with a Y, S-Y-M-B-A, The Real Symba.
First, I want to ask you, I've known about your music for a while, and I've been seeing you for years, bro. So this is special to sit down with you.
No, thank you.
But I want to ask you, why did you choose the name Symba?
It really, bro, was a nickname that I had, like, from when I was, like, I want to say just from the time The Lion King came out.
That's what I was say. I like that anything to do with The Lion King.
It got everything to do with The Lion King because it was, like, that was my favorite movie when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only movie I used to watch.
Yeah.
And then all my older, like, cousins and shit, when we used to hoop, like, I had, like, when I was, like, 8, I had, like, 13-year-old cousins and shit.
Yeah.
So we'd be hooping and playing football, and they just called me Symba.
Yeah.
Symba. So when I started rapping, I just called myself Symba.
That shit's dope, for sure.
Hell yeah.
So when did you start making music?
I would say I was always making music, like high school and shit. I always like freestyle, but I would say professionally, like I'd start taking this serious around the age of 21. I'm 27 now, so.
Okay.
But I've been doing music a long time.
Do you remember the first song you ever made?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It was actually a freestyle. Remember the Young Guns, Set It Off? It's time to set it off. It's time to set it off.
Yeah,
beats.
Yeah.
That was the first beat I ever rapped on.
What'd you call the song?
I don't even remember what I called it. I just remember that was the first beat because we was at my partner's house and he was trying to rap. And then he had the beat on. He was just sitting there thinking too much. And I just started freestyling and shit. And he was like, bro, this shit dope. So I just started fucking with it. And that's what it was.
Do you remember what software you recorded that in?
Cakewalk.
I don't even know what that is.
Cakewalk was like it was like a $20 to $30 software you could get from Walmart.
For real?
It was like Cubase before Cubase.
Okay.
Like just the most like wackest software. But I had that in like a desktop microphone.
Wow. Oh, shit.
And I was just going in, bro. That's how it all started.
I think it's dope, though, when you, like, look at what you originally started with and then to now you're like, man, I'm in real studios, real mics. But I started, it all, to me,
it'd be
like
dope, but it'd be kind of like, it'd be crazy because it'd be like, I feel like the hardest part about that is like trying to find the feeling of who you used to be in that new setting.
Yeah.
So it's like you get in like these big studios and shit and you get comfortable with being there. So you'll be in there listening to music for 2-3 hours.
Exactly.
And not even record shit. But it's like when you first start off, you used to die to want to go on some shit like that. You be in the big studio for 5 minutes and start writing because you want to get in the booth. But it's different feelings that just come with the levels of how you level up with it for real.
Off tops.
Yeah.
What were some of your influences to make music?
Man, a lot of my influences, bro, is really like rap based. Like Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Ja Rule, Nelly, Fab, Mace, G-Dep. Like I like just like the cats that used to just talk that shit, Jadakiss, Styles P. You know what I'm saying? Like that was really like a lot of my influences. But as music elevates, I learned to like, I ain't gonna say I learned to like, you know what I mean, everything, but I learned to find what I like. You know what I mean? So like today's era, like I fuck with Young Thug heavy. I fuck with the Lil Babies, the Gunners.
Yeah.
Who else I rock with heavy? 21 Savage. I love that nigga 21. I fuck with that nigga for some reason. And it ain't even like he hella lyrical. It's just like I believe that nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like whatever he say, I believe him. It's a lot of people I don't believe, and I believe him. And for that reason, I fuck with his music though.
Nah, definitely.
Kevin Gates too.
Kevin Gates go hard. And we both grew up in the Bay. And I want to ask you, what was it like growing up in the Bay for you?
It was different for me, bro, because I grew up, bro. First, I was born in Livermore.
Okay.
Right. My mom was shopping in Livermore and her water broke.
Damn.
I went to a hospital in Livermore. I was born. Boom. But we lived in Berkeley.
Yeah.
So we lived in Berkeley. And my mom went to jail while living in Berkeley, and my auntie was still in school. So if you go to like the Berkeley High yearbook, 1991, it's a picture of me in there as a baby because I used to go to school with my auntie.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So from Berkeley, I was in Berkeley from the time I was born to like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And then my mom like got a better job and everything, and we moved to Antioch, which is like the East Bay.
Yeah.
And when I first moved to Antioch, that shit was like suburban. Like it was cool. Like, and it was like, bro, 2-3 years later, like they allowed Section 8 out that motherfucker.
Wow, yeah.
Bro, it was over, bro. Niggas was getting 5-bedroom houses for $48 a month. Like it was crazy, bro. Then people started getting shot.
Of course.
And the crazy part about it was you would have people like, say if you got somebody from Oakland, right, boom. Say if you got a nigga from the East and he got a problem with somebody from the West, right?
Yeah.
Both they families trying to move out the hood, so they end up moving to Antioch.
And they right next to each other now.
You move everybody out the hood to link right back up in the suburbs.
Exactly.
You know?
Same way they do in LA with like fucking like the IE and Rancho Cucamonga. Like they done moved all the hood out the inner city to the outskirts now. Motherfuckers is more accessible to each other.
Yep, and it be so cold because it's like if you look in the Bay right now, it's like they didn't took the hood out of the hood, put us in the suburbs, and then they came in and bought the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you go to some hoods in the Bay right now, like hoods that used to be real hoods, they don't look like hoods no more. It's like nice apartments.
And motherfuckers walking their dogs
It's places to park, people riding their bike. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's like, it's crazy.
And that kind of goes into my next question, like, so often we hear people like when they talk about the Bay, they're like, man, the Bay is like, they talk about the violence, but could you speak on like why do you think people never talk about the positive stuff that comes from the Bay?
I don't think that's just the Bay, bro. I think that's around the world.
Yeah.
I think I feel like lies are more entertaining than the truth. Negativity is more entertaining than positivity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like when you're dealing with entertainment and media aspects, things like when you're dealing with people that you expecting to deliver a message, you can't really expect them to deliver the truth. You know what I'm saying? Or the good things that's going on, because it's like the bad things is going to get more attention.
More clicks, yeah.
So it's like if you in the Bay and you around certain people, you will see the positivity. You'll be around people that speak it. It's just the people who probably have the biggest platforms don't speak about the positivity. They speak about the negativity and other things like that. But like you say, it's a lot of great things going on in the Bay, but it just don't get highlighted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, in your song, You Don't Know Me, you talked about like just a lot of stuff you went through growing up.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, like, what was it like growing up through all that and like all that adversity?
Bro, it's different, bro. Like, I always tell people I grew up kind of backwards.
Yeah.
So like I grew up, like my family had money. Like I come from like a long line of hustlers. So when I was like younger, very, very young, we didn't have it when I was first born. And then at the age of like 3 or 4, like my mom turned up. She was like hustling heavy.
Yeah.
And then we had it. We was like very fortunate and shit. And then when I got like 17, 18, we lost it. So we lost a lot. And at that age is what really kind of made me who I am today, like the humble person that I am today, the cool person that I am today, because it was like before that I used to just feel like life was kind of supposed to be given to you, or like, you know what I mean? And when it was taken, it made me really look at shit like, damn, we can't take nothing for granted, because it'd be like cool one day and all bad the next day. Exactly. I used to hear certain people complaining about shit that I didn't understand until I was in those same positions and complaining just like them. And I'd be like, damn, this is what my homie used to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it was just different, bro. But it was a great thing at the same time, because, you know, like in the song I said, my mom went to jail early. My dad went to jail for life. He got killed in jail.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like my uncles was all in jail. One of my uncles got shot 9 times fresh out of jail.
That's crazy.
My cousin was in jail. Like, I'm literally probably the only motherfucker in my family that ain't did like a sentence. Like I done been to jail for stupid shit, like as a kid, like stealing, shit like that. But I ain't never done nothing drastic to really go get some time. But everybody in my family, like from aunties to uncles, cousins, my mama, my daddy, everybody done like a long, extended period of time.
Yeah, I think, of course, that's crazy. I think the special thing about you is you bouncing back from that, like bouncing back through that, and like, because that's crazy adversity. And of course, like a lot of people could have been in your shoes and folded. So I think it's a testament to you. And then in regards to your family, I think you set in like a new like level. Like the next kid growing up in your family can look at you and be like, you feel
that's
me?
The goal,
look up to.
That's why I chose to do music and entertainment, because it was like nobody in my family ever really done something outside of like the norm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as like selling drugs or like having like a job, or like nobody ever like chased a dream and like successfully reached it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be that first person in my family to like do that and like pass it on to who comes next.
You definitely in the right path, bro. Cause you going crazy.
Definitely. It's a, you know, it's a process, bro. But my path, I feel like the journey I'm on is a little different. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm gonna reap my benefits when it really count.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't somebody that's really just chasing the quick hit or just chasing this. I used to be that person. Like, I gotta make a hit. Like, I gotta make something to get on radio.
Yeah.
But as you start understanding like what keeps people into you, you really kind of don't want that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You really kind of want to build a relationship with your fans and with your people and talk to them to where they feel like they know you, like we right here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? On a day-to-day basis. What
do you think caused that change for you though?
Few things, bro. I had like a little car accident. I had another situation, and it really just kind of made me look at life like why. It made me ask the question why. You know what I'm saying? So when you ask the question why, so for instance, you'd be like, why I want to do music. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be somebody that I'm talented enough to do it, and I can be somebody that pull my people up by doing this.
Yeah.
Why? Because I don't want them to do the same things we've been doing. I don't want them to sell drugs and work regular jobs. Why? Because they can go to jail and they could do it. So when you keep asking yourself why, you get to the bottom of certain shit. And what I got to the bottom of is like, I'm bigger than just trying to be somebody that's gonna make a hit record or somebody that lives with you on radio.
Yeah.
I need to be the person that actually got something to say, that could actually change somebody's life, or actually say the one thing that like keeps somebody from taking their own life. You know what I mean? Or like staying on the right path when they're ready to give up. Rather they got somebody to make them dance in the club. You know what I'm saying? But you can only dance in the club for 4 or 5 hours.
Exactly.
After you get out the club, you still got to get in your car. You still got to go home. You still got to wake up. You still got to go to work in the morning. So you spending more time being a regular person than you are in the club.
Yeah, go back to reality after you walk out that motherfucker.
Exactly. So that's the shit I'm trying to be on, bro, is speaking that reality for people and saying something that actually touch people rather than just making a move for any reason.
Yeah, nah.
You know?
Of course, bro. And that's just dope as fucking. I've always felt with your music that you was always hella lyrical, and if any motherfucker really listened to your lyrics, they'd be like, okay, he really saying something. You feel me?
No, definitely. And even that, like I was telling you earlier before we started, like with the new stuff, like this the first project, my new project I'm working on, where I could like honestly say like I've learned how to rap.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like people gonna be like, huh, this nigga know how to rap.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like,
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
like
what you mean,
I'm not just like aggressively attacking the beat and just going off. I'm having conversations with you and taking the aggression out of my voice and just speaking to the beat. You know what I mean? Speaking to people and just letting that shit flow out and let people take it in rather than trying to force it up on them. You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait to hear that, motherfucker. I got this good feeling that shit gonna be fire, bro.
It's gonna be dope.
Bro. The way you talking about it, bro.
I'm proud of it already, and it's like it's damn near done. But it's like I just know, like I know this shit gonna like affect somebody's life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I got songs on there, bro, talking about like if I died today, what I would say to people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's deep
to
as
like,
fuck.
You know what I mean. To like friendships and all kind of shit. You know.
Yeah, bro. That's dope as fuck, bro, and I can't wait. You got a name for that project?
Yeah, I don't want to say it yet, though. I've been teasing it. Like, I've been putting the hashtag out there just to try to let people figure it out.
Yeah.
The hashtag is DRFR.
DRFR.
So, if you could figure it out, I'll tell you if you got it. But if not, I'll announce it.
For sure. I'm going to think of some shit, and I'm going to get back to you.
For sure.
I want to ask you also said some of your song that really stuck with me. You said, I'd raise my fist before I'd raise a gun.
For sure.
And that statement to me was powerful because nowadays in most songs, we hear most rappers rapping about shooting shit up.
Yeah.
So I want to know, why do you think we've gotten away from people actually saying they're more willing to fight than to shoot somebody?
I think, bro, honestly, we dealing with a generation with no guidance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we come from a generation, bro, where it's like you go outside, you get into a fight, you lose, your mama tell you go back outside and fight again until you win.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like it's nobody telling them go back outside and fight till you win.
Yeah.
So they just go run and grab the gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a much easier outlet for them to win.
Yeah.
But they not realizing they lose in the long run. You know what I'm saying?
It's really a loss, but
it's really a loss.
It's a quick win, a long loss, for
yeah.
sure.
But then it's like, I be talking to some people, bro, and it be like, bro, some people be so fucked up in life out here on the streets, they want to go to jail for life.
Yeah.
They don't want the responsibilities of a man. They don't want the responsibilities of having to go get a job and having to work and pay bills and starting a family. That shit is too, it's too contaminated for them to even think that, because they dealing with so much fucked up shit in their head.
Yeah.
So they can't even imagine that. So a motherfucker would rather kill somebody and go to jail for the rest of their life so they ain't got to live as a normal human being. Yeah. You know what I mean? They could be in a cell, boxed off.
And even, motherfuckers, even with me and my family, drug abuse.
Yeah.
Somebody would rather escape the reality and go do some fucking hard-ass drugs that's going to fuck them up just to escape.
I got an uncle, that was the same way, bro. I got an uncle that was addicted to crack.
Man.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Real heavy. And it's he was doing shit stealing from my grandma to, you know what I mean, stealing from corner stores. It's when you fucked up like that, you really ain't got no filter. You'll do whatever to get your next high. And that's why some people, they want to be taken off the streets. Yeah. Because that's their only way out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
I mean, of course, when you, not that you know because you've been, but we know that in jail, free meal, free shelter.
Free.
And they tell you when to go to sleep, when to wake up.
Everything.
Some motherfuckers would rather have that structure, but I think that's even a slave mentality. I don't want to.
No, that's definitely what it is, bro. It's
jail,
it's definitely a slave mentality.
Nah, for sure.
It's definitely a slave mentality, and it's one of them things where it's I be telling people all the time, if you got kids or whenever you have kids, try to do what you can to get them out of their comfort zone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You remember when we was kids, bro, and you would come back to school from summer vacation and everybody got to write a paragraph or a page about what you did over the summer.
Yeah.
So our pages would be I played basketball, I went to go visit my cousin, woo, woo, we had fun. Me and my mom went to Marine World, but then it's Lil Jenny, right? Lil Jenny went to London.
Yeah.
And got to see the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. And then she took a fucking 7-state tour somewhere else for the summer and got to visit her grandparents in Rome and all this shit. So her mind is expanded on some shit we can't even imagine.
Yeah, we looking at her what the fuck?
You feel me?
You did all that.
And we laughing at her.
Yeah.
We think the shit is oh, you a nerd. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. But then as you get older, the shit she done seen is new to us but old to her. So she done moved on in her life to do some shit we gonna catch on later too, because her family granted her the access to advance.
Exactly. And then on the flip side, now we want to put ourselves in the situation where we can do that for our kids.
Exactly.
So
exactly. And that's the goal, bro, is to I heard Dame Dash say this, it always stick to me. It's hustle for your last name, not your first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's we gonna leave, but the last name's still gonna be here. It's gonna be somebody else with that same last name So if you can set something up for that last name, your family will always be good. That your name will always be cool.
Off tops.
You feel me?
Off tops. I want to ask you, what made you want to make the song Colin Kaepernick?
White people.
Yeah.
Like, how did I make the song, bro? I think I was watching the documentary on Netflix, 13th.
Yeah.
It's about the 13th Amendment.
Yeah.
And I was just watching that shit, and it just kind of fucked me up because it was like, it's like they make a business off the backs of us, you know what I mean? And they always benefit, but like it's not okay for us to benefit, to stand up for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The minute we stand up for ourselves, it's like wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was just sitting there watching it, and then about like 2 days later, I was watching something, and one of these reporters said something about Kaepernick. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I was having a conversation with my homegirl about basically how like a lot of different cultures take from black culture, but then at the same time they diss it.
Yeah.
So you see like a lot of these like racist white people who don't like black people, but your kids want to be us.
Exactly.
Your kids dress like us. Your kids talk like us. They want to rap like us. They want to walk like us. Like they want to date our girls, you know what I'm saying? Like they want to be a part of our culture. So it's like, how could you shoot somebody your kids want to be?
I be thinking personally, they don't fuck with that shit at all. They probably be like, they don't. I be thinking like some of these like parents who are hella racist, they don't want their sons to like our shit and be.
They don't, but they can't help it.
They can't help it.
They can't help it, bro. And they're never gonna be able to help it. Killing us is only gonna make them not be able to help it even more.
Exactly.
Because now you inflicting sympathy on them for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just one of them things, bro, where I feel like we gotta say something. People be so scared to say shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People be talking about, you can't preach or you can't talk, like you can't do this, you can't do that. Motherfuckers just be scared.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. People be talking about music. They don't like listening to political music. It's because ain't nobody breaking it down in a way to where you can listen to it. Yeah. Don't nobody want to hear you preaching to them where it's like lyrical, miracle, spiritual. Yeah. None of us understands that.
Yeah.
But if you really sit down and have a conversation with somebody, I'm moving through the city like it's 10 of me. I turn the UEP off this Hennessy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Agent Orange want to make a fool of me because he knows nothing that he could do to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just over rapping. I'm just having a conversation with what the hell is going on in life.
Yeah.
And that was really my whole point about it, is to like have a conversation with, you know, a white person that might hear the song, or like, you know, a Jew that might hear the song, or just a different race that might hear the song. It's like, this how we feel about what y'all do.
No, off tops. So how do you feel about the NFL right now?
I don't watch it.
That's what you, and
I don't watch it, bro. I ain't watched the NFL since like 2016. And it's really, I mean, the Kaepernick situation, of course, got a lot to do with it, but I just really feel like the NFL has just not been the same. You know, I feel like the rules have changed.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
The style of play has changed. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of players, due to the rules, they don't go as hard as they can, you know, so the games get real boring.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan no more.
Yeah, I mean, I play football like my whole life, and I always tell people football is a game where watching it always isn't as fun. Like, it's a sport that if you playing, it's hella fucking fun, but when you watching it, you be like, man, this shit kind of boring.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
Like, I would rather watch a basketball game than a football game, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, basketball is just kind of like, it's nonstop.
Yeah, it's back
you know
and
what I
forth,
mean? It's back and forth, so it's a little more entertaining.
Yeah.
But football, it kind of always, in the beginning, I would say, it had an effect over basketball that you couldn't get from basketball, which was like physicality.
Yeah, the hard.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit talk, like. Yeah.
And now that it's not that, it's kind of like, it's not as entertaining. But on the other side of that, it's like, you got cats, bro, with this CTE shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. You know what I mean? So I understand it at the same time. It's like, yeah, we shouldn't be hitting motherfuckers in their head this hard. You know what I mean?
For sure.
This is fucking people up. So at the same time, I understand it, but it's just like, it made me like detached from what I fell in love with football for.
Nah, definitely. I think this with the CTE thing is like they got to be on it because at the end of the thing about football players is everyone is used to it. Like all these players, most of them grew up with like the Troy Palomalus and Ed Reeds, motherfuckers who's making hard hits with their head. But once you look at the data and be like, hey, all these hits to the head might fuck you up. You might not be able to like raise your kids or even live your life in the way that you want to.
Exactly, bro.
But even unconsciously, I think a player would be slowing down or trying to get his head out of there because you for sure not gonna try to. You're not gonna try to make them big hits.
Nah, for real. It's like that shit take a toll on people. Especially, I was just looking at the Aaron Hernandez story.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Rest in peace to Aaron Hernandez. But shit's sad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude was really kind of messed up in the head.
For sure messed up.
And nobody really knew.
Yeah, I think it's fucked up because I think even with the mental health thing, it's like, especially in like this like minority culture, motherfuckers don't talk about that shit.
And see, it's so crazy because, bro, see, the mental health shit is like a touchy subject for me because for me, I feel like it's a lot of people that fake it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the people that really deal with mental health don't get the attention that they deserve. You feel me? Because of these motherfuckers that be out here faking it for a brand or faking it for certain attention and shit. But it's people, like for instance, a lot of people see homeless people on the street and they think these people on drugs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? These people crazy. A lot of these people, bro, are people who were in mental institutes who got put out.
Exactly.
A lot of mental institutions got shut down. A lot of homeless shelters got shut down. So they can't get medicine. They can't get food. So you got people on the street, bro, who's literally like dying patients.
Yeah.
But we look at them as like crazy. Like these people not high. They just ain't got medicine. They dealing with real mental issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no fucking help, but it's somebody else who's singing about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to brand it. Yeah. You know, playing with it. And it's really like, I'm depressed and woo. It's like, nigga, your life is great.
Yeah.
Fuck are you depressed about?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it makes them money.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because there's motherfuckers that are depressed who really going
really
through it
need the help.
And they feel it. And it's like, but it's not. The motherfucker who's talking about it to you, not really, they might not even be feeling it like you are. Chances are they not.
Feeling it, bro. You feel me? They can't be like with certain, I'm not going to say they can be, but it's just like, it's people out here, bro, who's really dealing with some real like mental problems, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we knew what's crazy is like it's shit is just crazy because I was telling somebody the other day, it's like the more we go through life, it's like the more shit we figure out. So like back in like high school or middle school, you'll see like a mental kid or like a special ed kid, and like you preferred that as like to mental health.
Yeah.
He's mentally you know retarded or mentally slow. So we never looked at it as like trauma. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or seeing somebody getting shot in front of you. You know what I mean? So now when you hear like a loud noise, you like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You mentally fucked up from that.
Exactly.
But we gloss over it growing up and shit because it's looked at as a small thing, but that shit builds up on you. Yeah. And over time becomes a real problem.
And then shit could trigger that later that you go through.
Yep.
I want to talk about your project you released in July, Came From Nothing.
Definitely.
So tell me, like, what was the mindset behind this project? What were you trying to get across to your listeners?
Really, it was like a female-driven project. At the time, like, I was kind of dealing with a couple females. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was one of them things where it was like, they was like trying to make me make a decision that I couldn't really make.
On like what? On taking like one of them the most serious? Or
yeah,
what?
Like that. But then like also like you know, kind of being around more and like hanging with them more and like doing shit that like takes me out of the studio. Yeah. And I'm somebody that's like, you know, and I got a goal and I got like dreams and shit. And it's like until I reach that, like I can't physically commit to somebody else's happiness.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you gonna rock with me, you gonna rock with me and I'm gonna rock with you, but we not gonna make it about like ultimatums and like all these demands and like shit has to happen for us to be cool. Like, nah, this is what I'm doing. If you can't be cool with that, then we just keep it at a distance. So the project was really about getting to a certain point in life. That's why on the cover, like I'm in like an empty house with nothing in it, because it's like I got the house, but you still got to put furniture in it. You still got to put like all these other things in it.
Yeah.
So I'm basically saying like I'm where I want to be, but I'm not there yet. Like I'm in the area. We here, but it's a lot more work that has to be done. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm fucking with y'all, I'm not gonna be able to get that done. So loan me some time to figure that out.
Off top.
That's basically what
that's dope.
About.
I'll fuck with that.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, who did production on the project?
No Name Tim, Taz Taylor, and Nick Mahar, Drew Piano, and this cat named D Brooks out of Chicago.
For sure.
Yeah.
Tell me about like a challenging obstacle you faced in your music career and how you overcame it.
Shit, bro. Every day is an obstacle in this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Every day, because it's like, bro, you dealing with something that's like trend, like people turn trends into business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So you can be the trend today. You can be the thing that's going on today, and you can build a foundation of what you're doing today. But the minute people jump onto something else, this whole shit you build turn around on you and go jump on that trend. Yeah. And now you have to figure out how to adapt throughout that trend and still be authentic to yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest thing for any artist, bro, is learning how to identify.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Learning how to find an audience, learning how to find what people is doing and apply that shit to what you doing in your own way.
Yeah.
I feel like, and that's something I'm still learning.
You
know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even got through it yet. Like it's something I'm learning every day, but I have much more awareness on it now than I had 2-3 years ago, just by learning and being around certain shit and making different styles of music and seeing people react to my music. You know what I mean? Who buys it and who listens.
Yeah.
Who posts it and who comments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'll tell you a lot about who you should be making music for.
Off top. That's dope that you say that, bro. And I think the mindset that you have is great, and you're like in a good space because you know what you want. You got the plan of how to get it. All you gotta do is execute.
It's execution, bro. That's all. That's life.
Yeah.
Life about executing. Motherfucker find a plan. You know your plan. It's like, all right, how do we execute it? Like, how do we get there? How do we get to the end goal? And that's what I be on.
And I want to ask you, you've been making music for a while.
Yeah.
What would you say has changed the most in your music over the years?
Me.
Yeah.
Just growing up. Like, it's crazy because it's like I'm somebody, bro, that's like, you know, back home people know me. You know what I mean? But I've never had like big success in the music industry, like a big song or like something big where people know me off. So I always did what I could do to stay around, you know what I mean, and stay relevant for when that time comes.
Yeah.
So you can hear that in the music. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you go back and listen to my first project, you will hear a kid that's just happy to be around a Mr. Fab.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Happy to be around what's going on in the Bay. Happy to be coming to LA for the first time.
Yeah.
Second project, you'll hear a kid that's kind of frustrated with the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, I'm kind of over being around these niggas because this shit ain't working for me and I got to figure my shit out. Everybody figuring they shit out, but I'm not figuring my shit out.
Yeah.
You'll hear that. And then the next project, you'll hear me figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you'll hear It Came From Nothing, where I'm talking about a female.
Yeah.
Then you'll hear this new shit that's going to become pretty soon, which is me maturing into telling people, hey, it's cool to be an adult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cool to go to the club with your girl.
Yeah.
It's cool to not lie to your girl.
Yeah.
It's cool to pay your bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to have one girl. Like, it's cool to be grown. You know? So I think that's the beauty of what I do, because once that blessing does happen, people gonna be able to go look back and look at all these different phases of my life, and where I was and what I was going through, and I'm gonna be able to explain it piece by piece. You know, like it's certain albums where I'm living with my mom. It's certain albums where I'm living with a girl. It's certain projects where I'm breaking up and living on my own. You know what I'm saying? So each feeling is different. The music gonna feel different. The beats gonna feel different. So each project is really just where I'm at in life, bro. And I think really the main thing about me is just kind of always growing and maturing, really, with the music.
Nah, that's definitely, bro. And that's just dope as fuck. Before we gotta wrap it up. I want to ask you, what is one of your go-to food spots in the Bay?
Gypsies.
That's my fucking shit. Real nigga.
Gypsies, bro.
Every time I pull up in the Bay, I gotta go to Gypsies.
Gypsies, or it's this spot in Crockett called Craws and Claws.
Craws and Claws. I gotta try that shit out.
It's kind of like a boiling crab.
Yeah.
That shit smack.
I'm gonna try that shit out.
That shit smack.
To the Bay.
They're some of my favorite spots. But I also like rocking with the new like chef wave in the Bay.
Yeah.
You got a lot of like chefs, what's his name, Chef Smelly, and like a lot of these different people in the Bay that pull up on you with their plates.
I fuck with that shit heavy. Yeah, even out here in LA. It's it be random spots. I just pull up like whatever. If I see it on Instagram, I'm gonna go check that shit out.
Exactly. So I rock with a couple spots, man.
And for my final question, I want to ask you, what advice could you give a younger artist who was once in your shoes trying to get into the game?
Ask yourself why.
Yeah.
Ask yourself why till you get to the core of who you truly is, man. Just ask yourself why every day, why you rap, you know, and then when you get to that answer, ask why again to the answer.
Yeah.
And once you figure out who you are, make music for people that's like you. Yeah. Don't try to chase what you see other people do. Be authentic to yourself, even if it means like shit. Like I got a friend right now, bro, one of my homies, like he's bisexual. A lot of people don't know this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he has a hard time dealing with like trying to portray that he's straight.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to tell him like, bro, come out, bro.
Just be you.
You know, just be you, because there's so many people that's like you, and it's like, it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If that's who you are and that's who you feel you are, be that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah. So I think the main thing is, bro, finding what you most insecure about.
Yeah.
And learning how to strengthen it.
Yeah.
Learning how to stand on it. You know what I mean? Learning how to really become that and stand up for people that feel the same way.
Yeah.
So just be you, bro, and find people that's the same way. That's what I'm about.
That's dope as fuck. And once again, bro, it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Nah, thank you for having me, bro. I'm going to definitely pull back up when it's time to drop the music off.
Easy.
I just wanted to pull up on you. I know we've been wanting to do this for a minute. I was in the area, so we got it done. But the next one, we're going to pull up with the music. We're gonna get it all the way popping.
All times, bro. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate